Hello and welcome back to my channel, The A Word and Me. My name is Alana and this is a video all about my reflection on summer. I wasn't going to do this video and then I woke up this morning and I had some free time and I was like, let's film this video because I feel like summer's been 4 months. I've kind of accomplished so much that I kind of want to share it and document it with you all, but then I also want to focus on the kind of negatives of summer because it wasn't all rosy and perfect, if that makes sense. This is the first video that I'm filming in my new house, in my new room, and for those of you that watch my other videos and you know that my room is always a mess, this room is tidy, like wow. Probably because half of my stuff is still in storage, so can't be messy, that's probably why. But for now I'm like enjoying the tidiness and a made bed, and I've just woken up and I'm like in a good mood, like yay, like being in a good mood. So here we are, a reflection on summer 2019 and kind of what I got up to and negatives, and just kind of sharing my stories with everyone here. So yeah, enjoy. I think my biggest two achievements of summer this year, hands down, have to be travelling to Spain alone and America alone. Like Spain, that was the first time I'd been on a plane alone and I'm quite terrified of flying, so to do that was a massive achievement. And then especially to fly so early in the morning, it was probably like a really bad idea on reflection to be like, yeah, let's go brave a flight, let's have a flight at 7 AM, let's wake up at 4 AM, let's do an airport on my own. And it was like, I had a meltdown in the toilets in the airport, but I got through it. And I remember on the way there sitting next to these really nice guys. They were like 50s, so they were like dad age, and they had kids my age, so I think they were like, let's feel sorry for her. And then I was like telling them, because I think they thought I was really young, that I'm in university, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm 18, and they were like, whoa, she's 18, not like 14, 15. So that was Spain, and then did that. Then a few weeks later I went to America, did a whole 10-hour flight by myself. That was an experience. I had a random guy, he was really good looking to be fair, fall asleep on me, and it was really awkward, and I was like, maybe I'll accept it if I know his name and got his number, but I didn't by the end. But I chatted to him and that was an experience. I remember talking to the air hostess in the middle of the flight and she was like, how are you doing? And I was like, there's a random guy, he's fallen asleep on me, so I've had to leave the chair to like get him to move, because I tried to shove him and he just would not budge. And she was like, I can like move him for you if you want. And I was like, no, let him sleep. He was at Glastonbury that weekend, so I thought maybe he's tired. So I did that and went to America, and it kind of meant a lot to me because for many years I wanted to go and things were holding me back that I don't like want to put online. I had an absolute blast in America, didn't die from the heat. My mum was like really stressed out that I was gonna be like melt from the heat and everything. She was like, do you really want to go in July because that's like the hottest month in America? And I was like, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. I was fine, to be fair. Didn't get sunburn at all, didn't get heat stroke, sunstroke. So yeah, they were like my proudest moments and I had so much fun. I always like to show everyone my holiday photos from America. Like I keep on showing random people, like, I went to America, here are my photos, aren't they cool? And I showed someone the other day, and I'd taken photos in the middle of the flight in the bathroom because I was like, I'm so tired. And he was like, why did you take these photos? And I was like, to document my experiences so I can look back on them and be like, yeah, that was me in a plane toilet, you know, middle of a 10-hour flight. That's what I was rocking, that look. Another one of my summer highlights was I got Bobby Gary the hamster. What a lad. He's so cute. I really love him and I really miss him. The other day when he went to my other friends that we share him with, I kind of went into my room, went to say goodnight to him and be like, hello Bobby Gary, and then he wasn't there and it was very sad. But I share him with a friend, and so she has him when I'm at uni. The other day she was in Pets at Home signing up for this like VIP thing, and they were like, oh, what pet do you have? And she says, I have half a hamster. So like she's got like half a hamster, like a head and a body, or like a head, like the body and the bum. But no, we share him, we co-parent Bobby Gary, and he is, what a lad Bobby Gary is. He has Instagram, Bobby Gary the hamster, because, you know, why not? If you like want to know the name, why Bobby Gary, basically we couldn't agree on a name. I wanted Gary, she wanted Bobby, so she was like, let's call him Bobby Gary. So we did, and he's amazing. He's not bitten anyone at the moment. He's just like a crazy guy, and yeah, I love my Bobby Gary. Another one of like the positives this summer, but I think it was also a challenge, was that I had 3 jobs, and having 3, like 2 of them were at the same place and 1 was somewhere else. And it was really good because lots of money and lots of life experiences doing like different things. So 1 was kind of in the leisure industry, 1 was in retail, so I got lots of practice there. But it was also quite hard as well because it was such a strange routine, having like all these different jobs, lots of different shift times, you know, lots of different skills needed. So I had to do that, and it was really hard, but I got through it and it was really rewarding. I loved working at all 3 like normal, and with 1 of them I'd worked, well, the place that I had 2 jobs at, I worked there since A-levels, so it was really nice being able to see all my friends again and like have a catch up with them, and then working there again, it's like for the memories, kind of what it's like, and I did that, so that was fun, but really hard. Like at times it became very draining, especially when I was trying to make the 8 videos for Freshers Week. That was really hard, like doing those videos and then going to work, and then when it came to all the promoting side of it, by that point I kind of crashed and I just did not have the energy to promote them anymore, which I'm kind of frustrated with myself about because I spent so much time, you know, making those videos, and I know if I had done more promotion then they would have had more views and would have helped more people, and so I'm kicking myself for that. But then some of them I thought did quite well where I had promoted them, so I guess that kind of makes up for it as such. I sort of went vegan. It's a debatable question whether I am vegan or not, but I was sort of vegan for a bit. My friend might comment on this being like, well, you're not vegan, are you? Because that's what you said to me the other day, so we'll see. But I attempted to be vegan and it kind of failed, but I'm getting there. I had a vegan breakfast today, and then yesterday dinner was vegan, had a vegan ready meal and vegan cake that my mum had packed, so very vegan. I also organised a 100th birthday party for my parents that was a blast. It was really nice having some of my uni friends come up, and we got to hang out with some of my Reading friends, and all, you know, like our family friends were there and the family, so that was really fun, even though I got a bit too drunk, which wasn't great because I had all these like family members that are quite older that like I want to be responsible in front of trying to talk to me, and I was like, please don't talk to me, I'm very drunk right now. But that was like a really good party, and I wish I was kind of less drunk so I could remember more of it. But my highlight was when my brother's friend came up the stairs and I was like, oh, how are you? And he was like, I threw up in the marquee, and I was like, okay, are you still drinking? Yeah. And I was like, what a lad, still drinking. And then like talking to him the next day, that was quite funny. So I really enjoyed that party. I don't feel like I organised it that well, but everyone was commenting like that I'd done a really good job, so that was really nice. I just really love party planning. I think I enjoy party planning sometimes more than the actual party, which is a bit depressing. I used to organise loads of parties in year 13 for my friend, and and I just really loved it. It was quite a lot of fun, so did that. I realise this is like a really rambly video, so kudos to everyone who's actually like stayed with me and watching this entire thing. Then another thing that I've done that I've not quite completed yet is to cycle 300 miles for cancer research. I was sitting at my grandparents' one day after dinner and I had all these adverts from cancer research, and one of them was to cycle 300 miles, and I think a lot of people like expressed doubt as to whether I was going to be able to do it. And then a couple of people, you know, said do it, and I was being the impulse person I was like, yeah, let's sign up for it. And I was unsure if I was actually going to be able to do it, and I still at the moment think I'm not going to be able to do it, and I have 60 miles to go. And like, I know 60 miles now isn't that far, but it's like the thought of that's still 3 more cycles to go. And the worst bit is I came back to uni and my wheels had been stolen off my bike, so I have to go to the gym and do it, which isn't great because like I'm inside and I'd want to be outside. But I've done that and I'm really proud of myself for doing it. Like, there's been some days when I just have not wanted to go out at all, and I've got on that bloody bike and cycled, had my mum's bike break, I gave it a puncture, then I repunctured it within 1 cycle ride, so then I was riding my brother's, and it's just been hard, but I've had so much fun doing it, really. And like, the highlights are when I get to cycle with other people. When I'm on my own it's like a bit boring, but that kind of memories of cycling with other people, we've had some like really good fun. One of the times I was cycling with my dad, this like triathlon group cycled past us, and they were like playing classical music in the back of their bags in a speaker, and I was like, this is brilliant, I need to buy myself a speaker, put it in my bag and just like cycle away to it, listen to some classical music or something like that. But I don't know if I'd want to cycle to classical music. It'd have to be like some like quite like oomphy, powerful classical music to get me cycling, I think. Then my true favourite thing that really has happened this summer is all the times that I've got to spend with my brother. When we were younger we always got on, but I think since I've gone to uni we've come a lot closer together, and this summer I think we've both quite struggled with being quite lonely, you know, for different reasons, and loneliness is quite rubbish, and we've kind of dealt with that by spending a lot of time with each other, which has been really nice. We've done some crazy things. We cycled to Reading Services once, and then we were on the way back, he was like, let's go swimming in a lake, and I was like, okay, we don't have swimsuits, we don't have towels, and we went and we swam in this lake, and I was like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna drown, and I didn't, and it was quite fun. And that was like an experience, jumping in this lake and just kind of being really like impulsive and wild, which is something I wouldn't normally do, so I was really proud of myself for that. We cycled from Marlow to Reading, and then right towards the end on like the final mile he cycled into a bin and he really hurt himself, and that was funny. And then it wasn't funny, but that was like kind of an experience, and he was bleeding so much and I was like, I need to stop this bleeding, so I went into like first aid mode, and I had the top I was wearing was orange, and I had a like a white top in my bag from work, and I was like, right, I'm gonna take off my top and then change tops and stem the bleeding. But what had happened just before he'd fallen off his bike, there'd been a crash on that road, so there was a big traffic jam, and then I just whacked off my top in front of this entire road. Like, before this, only 2 people that were no, 3, including my friend Hastings, had seen me in a bra. My ex, someone from work who I told him to turn around after work, and then he just like had the shower open, and I was like, I told you I was coming out in my bra. But yeah, and then now like all these random guys have seen me in my bra. Joys. So that was a weird experience. And then we kind of did lots of travelling on trains. We had we went swimming the other day. Well, we didn't go swimming, we were gonna go swimming, and we couldn't decide between Coral Reef and Basingstoke Aquadrome. We was like, let's go for Aquadrome. We arrived, and then all the fun bits didn't open till 5, and we went bowling in the end, where he absolutely thrashed me. And then another time my parents went on holiday to Copenhagen, and the night before I was cycling home from work, and I was like, let's meet them at the airport. So we did, and then we had a bit of a journey. Like, got to share my journey with you guys. So we walked to the bus stop, and then where we lived there were loads of roadworks, and they were meant to finish at 3:30, and that day like they didn't. So we walk around and then get this bus that wasn't turning up, and then it turns up, and I was like, we're gonna miss the train, we're gonna miss the train. And Callum was like, no we won't, we'll be fine. And then we get to the train station and we realise we have to pick up our tickets. So I give Callum my I say, Callum, go get it. And then he realises he needs my card. So I catch up with him, get the tickets, we run, he runs ahead, and he gets on this train. And I was like, this train says Didcot Parkway, this isn't going to Hayes and Harlington. But I was like, okay, I'll get on it, because he was shouting at me. And then to like get on the train. So we get on the train, then it goes back to Tarhurst, where we had just come from. And then we get to Tarhurst and then find out that the train that we need has been cancelled. But then we found out that it was only cancelled up until Reading, so we got another train to Reading, and then got an hour train at Reading to Hayes and Harlington. And then our train from Hayes and Harlington to Heathrow was delayed. So we got on that eventually, thinking, you know, we've missed them. But then luckily, my parents' plane was delayed by 20 minutes and they put stuff in the hold. So we ran through Heathrow, got to arrivals, and then within about 5-10 minutes they arrived, so we just made it. And then the first thing my dad said was, you guys aren't meant to be here. And then they were like just in shock, and that was like a really nice moment, because I think for me in the past, I'm not a big public transport person, and I think I would have really struggled to complete that journey to even go. And then when it all went wrong, and the fact that we stuck through it, like we had a full-on fight on the train and in Tarhurst station, like shouting at each other. I think we like provided a bit of entertainment, but we got through it. And I think Callum is still a bit touchy about it, but now I look back on it and it's quite funny. So it's just all the times that I've spent with him have been really nice. Like every time he's had a day of college, he's like, what's our activity for the day? And we've just done so much together, and it has been really nice to spend time with him. And I will really miss him now that I'm at uni, but he's coming to visit me in maybe like 5 weeks, so that's really exciting. So that's like all my positives about the summer, but I think it's really important in life to also talk about the negatives of summer, or in life as well, to kind of give that like whole picture that it wasn't always perfect. And I think the hardest thing that's got me down was, I don't want to share it on YouTube because I don't think that's right to the person or the people that it involve. I think that's wrong, and it's also like quite like a personal thing. But yeah, this event that happened, I found out the day before I went back home, and I had to leave uni a week earlier than I had planned, and it was quite like a rushed goodbye. But I'm very proud of myself for coming back. I thought I might be a mess coming back, but I think 4 months has given me time to process what happened and to kind of take myself away from the situation, even though it didn't directly involve me. But having to deal with those thoughts of what happened and processing it has been incredibly hard, and it's something that I'm still not over, and I've just been unbelievably hurt by someone that I really loved and trusted, and how he kind of hurt someone else as well really upsets me, and that has definitely got me down this summer, and having to deal with that. But I've got through it, and I'm here now, so I did it, even though at times it was incredibly hard to just get myself out of bed and having to remember what had happened. And I like to tell people, or I try and tell people, that I'm okay, but I think even now I have to admit to myself that I'm not okay, and I'm not okay about what happened, and I don't really know how to process it or to deal with it still. It's like, for a while I was putting it at the back of my mind, but then I still think I have to deal with what happened as well. I think that's like important for me to be able to like move on in life, which I don't know where I'm at with it, to be honest with you. I then had a week where my parents went away for 5 days and I was in charge of the house, and it was just after this 50th party, so the house was a tip. There was like food problems, and then I was looking after my brother who had come back from Uganda like 2 weeks before, so he was kind of still settling into like the culture change, and then it was one of the busiest weeks at work, so just so much was going on, and that was like quite hard to deal with, but I got through it, you know, after many tears about it, and it realised I'm stronger. Like, I feel like at uni, independent living is one thing, but then at home, when you're in a home that's not really your home, and you're looking after a dog, a 16-year-old child, it's a lot of effort because he's a bit lazy, and having to come back and cook and deal with all of that, making sure the jobs have been done, and that responsibility is quite hard. But I did that, and I think what made it harder in some ways was just everything that was going on. But on the flip side, I did have a lot of fun in those 4 days that my parents were away. Me and Callum had a blast. We watched lots of different films. We just kind of chilled. There was no pressure to clean the house, and it was kind of quite nice to like put everything on the side and like deal with that at some point. I also dealt with like the normal summer not having a routine thing, which is common for me, and I always struggle with it, especially towards the end, because it's like a way up of working's great, but it's also very tiring, and then if I don't have work, I don't have a routine. It's like how to find that routine. I made so many YouTube videos this summer. I've got like 6 that I have filmed and edited and everything and downloaded. They've just not been put up on YouTube for me to put up, and that will help me this term. So when I'm trying to concentrate on my studies, I've got things to put up. But that's also been a coping mechanism in many ways to give me that routine and structure. I hope you guys have all had a really good summer as well, and if you like feel like you haven't done much, you probably have. I just feel like I just sat down and was like, what went well? And then when I started writing the negative things, I suddenly thought of loads of positive things, which is weird, and I wanted to like include them. Like, I feel there's like a lot more on here than I've written, and like there are things that I didn't really work on much this summer that I kind of wanted to work on that I haven't done, but it's all about like putting things into perspective. And I'm like, I hope I've not worked too hard that I'm gonna like be too tired when term starts, but I've got like time to chill, and it's just all about taking time to be easy and to like settle in. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment, because I always find it's hard to go between one environment to the other, and so at the moment here I'm trying to like just settle in. At the moment, like, my sleep's not great. Like, I am sleeping like 8 hours, 8.5 hours each night, but I'm not sleeping really well. But I think that's just a settling thing, and then when all my like really homely stuff come in from storage, that will make it nicer. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a fabulous week, and I will see you all next week for a normal video, even though I'll have either posted a normal video today or it would have been yesterday, depending when this comes out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed watching, and if you stuck to the end, like, wow, that's very impressive. So we'll see how long this video is. I don't really want to edit it too much because I feel like I want it to be natural and from the heart, but this is so rambly. Someone's going to be like telling me like, you waffled so much in this video, but like, I think sometimes it's okay to have a waffly video rather than a helpful, informative video. Like, that's okay to do, and even if no one watches it, someone might, and then that will make me happy. But like, just filming it made me happy. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, goodbye.